I want to now take a look at server fingerprinting. And this is going to go a step further than just banner grabbing. Because when we talk about fingerprinting, we're talking about drawing conclusions about what the server may be running, well and truly beyond what it is explicitly telling us. Now to do this, I'm using Nmap. And Nmap is very basic to use in this way. What I'm going to do this time is set the target to troyhunt.com. So I'm actually going to run an Nmap fingerprint scan on my blog because the results are a little bit more interesting, and you'll see why in just a moment. When I enter troyhunt.com in the target, it's going to pre-populate the command. And the only thing that I've added in here is the -O switch, which is going to give us OS detection as well. But basically, this is it. It's a very simple setup. So let's now go and actually run that scan. So Nmap is going to go out and start probing this website. Not just with HTTP requests, you can see here that it's also doing things like pings, and it's doing a bunch of DNS resolution and some checks there. And further to that, it is looking at some open ports. So it's finding port 80 and port 443, which we'd expect because they're HTTP and HTTPS, so very common ports to have open on a website. We can also see it now initiating OS detection as trying and retrying and running some trace routes and other tests. So the point is that Nmap does have a whole suite of tricks that it can use to try and discover what's going on the site. So we can now see it's finished. We see an Nmap done message down the bottom. We can see a whole bunch of diagnostic information out of the scan. Let's now go and have a look at the other tabs. So we'll start with the ports on the host. As I mentioned before, it found port 80 and port 443 open. Now I run troyhunt.com on Google's Blogger service at the moment. And that's what makes a scan for my website a little more interesting because Blogger returns quite a bit more information than some other web servers. Now, if we jump over to the topology tab, we can see the trace route from my local machine. So where that request has gone out, all the hops it's hit before it's landed at my site. I'm particularly interested in the host details in this reconnaissance and footprinting module, because what I really want to learn about is attributes of the server. And obviously here we start to get quite a lot more information. Now, one of the things that's found here is the host name of the machine that this is running on. So that could be quite useful information depending on the type of attack you're attempting to mount. As we go down and expand some of these, we can see things like the difficulty of predicting TCP sequences. If that's a foreign concept, go and have a look at my ethical hacking session hijacking module, where I talk about why predicting TCP sequences is useful. As you can see here, good luck doing that when you're talking to Google Blogger. So that's server fingerprinting. A lot of information just simply by typing in a target and letting Nmap run. And again, all of this is just about building up this broader knowledge of how the application is put together, so that as an ethical hacker, you can narrow your focus and concentrate on the aspects of the application that are most likely to yield productive results based on what the site is running on.